One notable comment I'd like to put out there is that with the nail tips, if you run out of a particular size, because obviously if you're doing it on yourself, there are certain sizes you use and certain sizes you just don't ever touch. If for some reason you do run out of a certain size, with Apres nails, you are able to purchase separate sizes. So you can just purchase the size that you need to refill, and it's going to be about $4. If you run out of size with the 1, 2, 3 Go kit, you are not able to purchase those sizes separately. So you will have to purchase a full set of nails. So it depends if they both are kind of pros and both kind of cons. So with the Apres nails, if they're about $4 for each size, say you run out of 3 sizes, you're paying $12 for 3 sizes only, and you might run out of like another size maybe in a few months. But with the 1, 2, 3 Go kit, you would get all of the sizes for $10 again. So it's up to you what you think would be best for you, but that's just something I thought I would just put out there. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some of the tips. These are from Apres Nails. Most of their nail tips come with 500 pieces, unless you're buying like the special edition that are designed by, other nail techs and stuff like that. The Chon Legend, there's 250, and they have these cute little square tips with cutout hearts. Those come with 250 pieces as well. But for the most part, you're going to get 500 pieces. So you'll see the size of the tip by the free edge like you would normally see. And you'll also see it around the nail bed area, which is really cool because it's a lot bigger and easier to see when you're picking them out. And the cool thing about it is once you apply these nails, you don't see that, like it disappears. I guess once it cures with the gel, you're not able to see that, which is really awesome. So the Enailcouture tips, if you are not purchasing the kit, they come in these Ziploc bags, which is not uncommon. If you buy nail tips online, they usually come in Ziplocs anyway. And if you wanted to buy it like a little box for them, they do offer them for $2.99, which is pretty cool and pretty decently priced. So yeah, if you purchase these separately, they're $9.99 a bag, and that doesn't include the storage box. So one thing to keep in mind with these is there are 275 pieces as opposed to the Apres nails, which are normally 500 pieces. So even though they're a lot cheaper, they're $9.99, you are getting less nail tips, but at the same time, say you purchased 2 sets of the tips, you're gonna pay $20 for more than 500 tips, and the 500 tips offered by Apres nails is $34.99 at the least. Okay, so for the sake of this video, we are going to focus on the clear nails. Previously, I did show you some of the Eternal Beige nails, which is the other color that is offered by Enailcouture, and currently the only other color offered by Enailcouture. So I'm just picking out a nail size that I don't really use so we can have fun with it and see how durable it's going to be. So just putting these two side to side. So the Apres nail is on the right. This is going to be a sculpted long nail. And then on the left is the Enailcouture, and this is their coffin nail. So like I said, the Apres nail comes in short, medium, and long, and the Enailcouture just comes in the regular coffin, or you can get XXL, which is much, much longer. So just looking at their C curve, you can see the sculpted is a lot more pinched and has a higher apex than the Enailcouture, and the Enailcouture seems a little bit thinner. So what I have here, this is a medium coffin with a natural curve, a long coffin with a sculpted curve, and then the Enailcouture coffin shape. So I'm going to bring in this, which is a special edition long sculpted tapered tip from the Chon Legend collection offered by Apres Nails. So now we can see like the difference from the natural medium to the sculpted long to the tapered extra long tip offered by Chon Legend. So there is quite a difference in the C curve, and also as far as the shape, you know, it's more tapered, more coming to a point. So this here is an example of the 3 different Apres nails that I have. On the left is the natural curve. You can see that it's a little bit wider of a curve, not that prominent of a C curve. And then we have the sculpted. This is sculpted long, but you can still see the difference of the C curve here. So it's a little bit more of a pinched look, a little bit more tapered. And then we're gonna have the Chon Legend. And you can definitely see that is much more pinched as well. So here you can see the difference between those 3. So when it comes to applying some of these tips that are a little bit more pinched, you are going to have to make sure that you fill it in with a little bit more gel so that it takes up the space that's going to be empty. So as you can see here, you know, if that tip was applied to this nail, you would have to make sure that you apply enough gel inside of there to take up that that empty space that you see there, so that there is no air bubbles or anything like that. Okay, so we're going to refocus on the Enailcouture tip, which is a similar length to the long tip offered by Apres Nails. I did want to take a look at the C curve. So the natural C curve I have on my left hand that's offered by Apres Nails. We're going to compare that to the Enailcouture tip that only comes in one sculpt, I guess. So you can see here that the Enailcouture is a little bit more curved than the natural offered by Apres. So it's not quite as flat as the natural, but you'll see it's not quite as pronounced as the sculpted offered by Apres Nails either. So it falls somewhere in between. Okay, so as far as durability of these tips, I'm going to test them out individually. So the Apres Nails on its own, if you bend it, the back of the tip, the area that adheres to your nail, is a lot more bendable than the tip of the nail tip. And I'm going to do the same with the Enailcouture tip, and it's the same thing. So it's very bendable at the back of the tip where it adheres to your nail, and towards the front of the tip, it's a little bit harder to bend that. So they both do bend. I will say that the Enailcouture was a little bit easier to bend than the Apres Nails, but at the same time, they both do bend. One thing to keep in mind, or to just take note of, just because the back of the nail tip does bend, the part that adheres to your nail bed, it's not really something to worry about because that's where you're putting the gel, so you are going to build that area up. That being said, if you are going to be using the Enailcouture tips, one thing you can do to make it stronger is apply the base gel. So the base gel and the extend gel, the purpose for them are to add strength and to build a nail. So I did my nails using the Enailcouture system. This is all of them applied, and I'm just checking, I'm pressing really hard to see if any of them bend. And lo and behold, the pinkies were the only ones that did bend. So this is after freshly applying, not putting any of the base gel over top the tips. And I'm checking them all out, pushing really hard on all of them, trying to bend as much as I can. And what I found is that the pinky nail tips were not as strong as the rest. So what I did is I applied base gel to all of the nail tips, and I applied 2 coats on one of my pinkies and 1 coat on the other pinky. So the nail that I did with the 2 coats did not bend after my nails were completed, but the nail that I did with 1 coat of the base gel did bend after I completed my nails. So I would suggest, at least on your pinky nails, to make sure that you apply 2 coats of the base gel on top of the tip in order to have it be as strong as the Apres nails. So in conclusion, if we are going through the steps, normally I would say that the Apres nail system is more durable as it is, but I do think that you can achieve the same durability and the same strength with the Enailcouture. You would just have to add additional steps, and those steps would be additional coats of the base gel. So I'd say if you put 2 more coats of the base gel, you would have the same strength and durability as the Apres nails. So because of the price difference, I don't think that's a big, a big sacrifice to make, because it is a lot less expensive than Apres nails. But Apres nails does offer a lot more variety in nail tips. So it really, it really depends on what matters most to you. Overall, they're both amazing alternatives to traditional acrylic and gel methods. It's something that I plan to use instead of traditional acrylic and gel methods going forward. So yeah, if you have any questions, or if there's anything I didn't cover, I did try to cover as much as possible in this video. But if there's any other questions, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer them, or even post more videos if there's something else that you'd like to see. I know it's tough making decisions on purchasing and committing to trying a new system without knowing as much as you can. So if I can help, please let me know. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, please let me know in the comments below and subscribe for upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon.